What if I told you that some of the most explosive scenes in Landman Season 2 are being filmed right now, but no one is allowed to see them? Not the press, not the fans, not even some of the crew. Tight security, sealed off sets, and a level of secrecy we haven't seen since Yellowstone's most shocking twist, and now everyone's asking the same thing. What are they hiding? Could it be a surprise death, a crossover character, or something even bigger that Taylor Sheridan doesn't want you to see? Not yet, anyway. In this video, we're diving deep into all the off-limits set locations, what's really going on behind the scenes, and why this could be the most important turning point for the entire Sheridan universe. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll see Season 2 in a completely different light. Oil country authenticity, how the real terrain shapes the story. Filming Landman, deep in the heart of Texas, isn't just for show, it's Sheridan's secret weapon. The series doesn't rely on green screens or studio lots to capture the rough, oil-soaked atmosphere of West Texas. Instead, it plants its boots firmly in real locations, surrounded by endless pump jacks, sun-scorched dirt roads, and the relentless horizon. That raw terrain isn't just a backdrop, it's a character in its own right. You can feel the dust, the heat, the stakes. It adds a kind of truth that no set can replicate. But what's even more interesting is how this environment shapes the story itself. When your actors are actually sweating in 110-degree heat or walking through real oil fields, their performances shift. There's less pretending, more reacting. It brings a grounded, gritty edge to every scene. Decisions made by characters don't feel like TV plot points, they feel like survival instincts born in a place that doesn't forgive weakness. The land pushes the people, and the people push the story. This commitment to realism also gives Landman a kind of tension you can't fake. The real oil industry is fast-paced, dangerous, and morally gray, and shooting on sight lets those truths bleed through the screen. The clash between money, power, and land becomes something visceral. For viewers, knowing these scenes were filmed in the same towns and oil hubs where billion-dollar deals and backroom betrayals happen every day, that's not just compelling, it's cinematic gold. Cast spotted on set. What that tells us about Season 2. When sharp-eyed locals began spotting key Landman cast members filming in secretive West Texas locations, it sent a ripple through the fan base, and for good reason. Seeing actors like Billy Bob Thornton and Ali Larter on set doesn't just confirm that Season 2 is well underway, it gives us real clues about what the storyline might explore. Who's on location, who's missing, and where they're being filmed can all point to major shifts in the narrative. And based on what's been seen so far, it could be leaning into new alliances, deeper rivalries, and even a few surprise returns. One of the biggest takeaways? The filming locations where these cast members were spotted, gritty oil sites, corporate high-rises, and remote desert highways suggest that Season 2 is expanding its scope. We're not just staying in the mud with the rig workers, we're climbing the ladder into executive offices, private jets, and maybe even political backrooms. If key players are being seen in both the field and the boardroom, that could mean Landman is about to connect the dots between the boots-on-the-ground roughnecks and the billionaires calling the shots. And don't underestimate the power of who wasn't seen. The absence of certain actors hints at possible plot twists, character deaths, power shifts, or major betrayals that may have already taken place off-screen. With Sheridan stepping back creatively, the door's wide open for bold storytelling moves. And if the set sightings are any indication, Season 2 isn't playing it safe. It's aiming for something even bigger, grittier, and more unpredictable than what came before. Taylor Sheridan's personal connection to the area. Taylor Sheridan isn't just filming in Texas because it looks good on camera. This land runs in his blood. Born in Cranfill's Gap and raised in the heart of cowboy country, Sheridan's roots in the Lone Star State are as deep as the oil rigs that dot its landscape. When he writes stories about grit, survival, and pride tied to the land, he's not imagining it, he's reliving it. That personal connection is exactly why Landman feels so different from your typical Hollywood production. Sheridan isn't just telling a story about Texas, he's telling his story through it. This connection goes beyond nostalgia, it fuels his creative vision. Sheridan knows the terrain, the people, and the unspoken rules of oil country because he lived it before he wrote it. That first-hand experience lets him pull from real-life details that others might overlook, the way dust settles after a cattle truck rolls by, or how a deal over mineral rights can fracture a family. It's why his shows don't just use Texas as a backdrop, they breathe it. In Landman, every character, location, and confrontation feels like it was forged in fire. Because for Sheridan, it kind of was. And it's not just about realism, it's about respect. Sheridan isn't parachuting in for set dressing. He's investing in the community, hiring local crews, and showcasing places Hollywood usually ignores. His love for the land is why so many Texans and fans of the genre have rallied around Landman. It's not just a series set in Texas. It's a series born there. And with Season 2 heading even deeper into his home turf, Sheridan's personal fingerprints are all over it, whether he's in the director's chair or not. Hidden in plain sight, locations you probably drove by without knowing. It turns out Landman might have been filming right under your nose and you didn't even know it. Several filming locations for Season 2 have been uncovered in everyday Texas towns, tucked between gas stations, industrial sites, and long stretches of highway you'd never look twice at. Unlike most productions that wall themselves off, Sheridan's team is doing something bold, blending their sets directly into real-world spots. That gritty mechanics shop? That worn-down diner off the interstate? They weren't just backdrops, they were full-on shooting locations hiding in plain sight. This is part of Sheridan's larger commitment to realism, but it also serves another purpose: authenticity without drawing attention. By embedding cast and crew into spaces locals barely glance at, the show captures unfiltered Texas life, the dirt, the rust, the small-town grit. These aren't tourist-friendly facades, they're places with history, grit, and character. That's what makes them powerful on screen. When viewers watch the upcoming season, they'll feel like they're peering into a real community because they are. And for fans, it adds a new level of excitement. You could have filled up at a gas station or passed by a backroad warehouse that's now a key setting in a high-stakes scene. It makes Landman feel personal, like it's growing organically from the soil of Texas itself. As more of these stealth locations get uncovered, viewers are realizing this isn't just a show about oil, power, and money. It's about a place. And Landman is making that place feel more real than ever. Off limits, sets, and tight security. What are they trying to hide? Something strange is happening on the Landman set, and it's not just the dusty West Texas wind. Multiple reports suggest that several filming locations have been locked down tighter than ever before, with local crew members under strict NDAs, limited access for even insiders, and rumors of full-on media blackouts in place. Why the secrecy? What could possibly be happening on these off-limit sets that's too explosive to leak? With security ramped up to Yellowstone level tight, fans are beginning to speculate this isn't just about preventing spoilers, this is about protecting something big. Sources close to the production have hinted that some of these locations may involve high-stakes storylines or even game-changing characters making their debut. Could we be getting a surprise crossover from another Sheridan Universe show? A shocking betrayal? A major character death? The fact that certain scenes are being filmed at night or in closed-off buildings only adds to the mystery. Whatever they're shooting, it's clear Sheridan and his team want to keep it completely under wraps until the big reveal. This level of secrecy isn't typical for a modern TV series, unless what's being filmed has the power to break the internet. Fans remember how Yellowstone protected its most dramatic twists, and now Landman seems to be following the same playbook. One thing's for sure, when a production goes to these lengths to hide something, it usually means something massive is coming, and if you're betting on Landman to shake up the Sheridan universe, you just might be right. So now that we've peeled back the curtain, the question isn't just what's being hidden, it's why. If Sheridan's sealing off sets and locking down scenes, it means something game-changing is coming. And with the clues we've uncovered, it's not a matter of if, but when the twist hits. I'll be tracking every leak, every cast movement, and every production shift leading up to the premiere. So if you want to stay ahead of the story, make sure you're subscribed. Drop a comment with your wildest theory. Because let's face it, when Taylor Sheridan goes this quiet, something loud is about to happen, and you won't want to miss it.